I spent the first part of my summer placement working in the AD. I spent the first part of my summer placement working in the AD department on a short film for Constant Productions. Constant Productions is a small independent film company run by Rochelle Constant, who is currently working as a development producer across drama for the BBC Writers' Room. Rochelle has been contracted to find and produce 5 short films, 3 of which are written by up-and-coming UK writing talent. My role on the project was to act as a floor runner for one of these 3 projects, collection only. This involved responsibilities such as making and collecting refreshments, helping where I could setting up and operating equipment, marking the slate, guarding kit, and scouting out locations and parking. However, I also took on the responsibilities of a 3rd assistant director, such as meeting and taking care of cast and extras when needed, as well as taking on responsibilities of a 1st assistant director, adjusting and sending out call sheets, schedules, and parking lists. I also spent time scouting out local shops, toilets, and cafes, and sent important emails to council informing of the crew's activities. As the company is run by one person relying primarily on third-party employees, it is difficult to provide a clear layout for how the company culture works. The company is run by Rochelle, who will meet with the writers and directors to make her decision on whether the film is worth investing in and producing, before taking on freelance crew members in their fields on each of her different projects. The tangibles of the company are difficult to analyse, as there are no official office space and no permanent employees. The intangibles, however, are much easier to discuss. The crew were very easygoing and easy to talk to, with a relaxed and calm attitude from all. As everything was done on location, the crew have to be able to adjust to new environments quickly and remain calm and relaxed. Rochelle, as the company owner and producer, was the driving force of the team. Therefore, it was very important that she remained calm and collected throughout. Rochelle, as producer, was the spearhead of the crew, who makes all the important decisions and has final say over everything. She would decide when and what people would eat, depending on dietary requirements, when shooting would start and stop each day, and how things would work in terms of health and safety, etc. Below her was John, the director, and Alistair, co-director and DOP. They were responsible for how things would be filmed, how cast would perform, and what everything would look like, etc. Kasim acted as the 1st assistant director through the pre-production stages, and was responsible for call sheets, schedules, and all other important paperwork. However, as he was working elsewhere at the time of shoot, he brought me on board to act on his behalf, making adjustments to the schedules, call sheets, and all the other paperwork. He also brought on Josh to do BTS for the first 2 days of shoot. Below John and Alistair, Phil, Stephen, and Richard made up the rest of the crew. Phil was the sound recordist, Stephen did production design, and Richard did hair and makeup. They all pretty much stuck to their own departments. By doing a SWOT analysis and a little research, I have been able to critically analyse what works well and what doesn't about the company. The key strengths of the company are firstly the fact that the company has BBC backing. As Rochelle is contracted by the BBC Writing Room, it allows Constant Productions to use a well-established name like BBC to increase support and backing for the company. Secondly, the company has awards behind it, including the BFI award. Existing success and the use of the BBC and BFI logos opens doors for Constant Productions. Another strength is the fact that the company has access to BBC contacts and actors, crew, etc., as well as other contacts that they have met over the course of their work. Pending on the result and reaction to these 5 films Rochelle is being contracted to produce, opportunities for the company could include larger investments and bigger contracts in the future, as well as future awards for the company. This could lead to the company becoming a more established name and expanding the reputation and connections of the company. The key weaknesses of the company include not having permanent crew. Without having a regular team that you work with, it's always possible that something's going to go wrong with a certain crew member. Also, the company is seriously lacking in social media. Although Constructions has a Twitter page, it is not updated on a regular basis and is lacking a Facebook page. The company website is also very basic. These factors suggest the company has no solid structure, and the company is quite unknown because of these things. Threats to the company may include negative response to the films and competition from other established companies. This could lead to the company failing to move forward, and therefore in the future finding themselves at risk of finding reliable and decent crew members to work with. As the company is run by one person producing short films in different parts of the UK, the producer Rochelle takes on different freelance crew members depending on their level of work and their professional reputation. Therefore, in order to gain work with the company, it is based purely on who you know and who has recommended you. For example, I was recommended by Kasim, who already has an outstanding reputation with the company, as he has worked with other people involved before, etc., etc. For the company to improve and move forward, I would firstly suggest that they improve their online presence. It is very important, as a company attempting to expand, to have a well set up social media, in particular Facebook and Instagram, along with an interesting and informative website. I would also suggest getting a more substantial office space, or at least more of a thought out unit. I would also suggest getting a more substantial office space, or at least more thought out unit bases, as well as taking on at least a small team of regular employees. The crew I worked with was small and would have benefited more if there had been an established production manager and production coordinator who could also act on behalf of the company, taking a lot of the pressure off Rochelle. Comparing the company to a company that I have recently worked with, Candle & Bell. Candle & Bell have a much more established online presence, with a regularly updated Facebook page and a better website design layout. Candle & Bell also have permanent office space and a long list of people who they regularly employ for the company. They also take on a lot of trainee staff like myself in order to have extra hands that they need on set. These factors make for Candle & Bell being a much more established company and therefore more appealing to work for and invest in.